Hello and welcome to the extended essay walkthrough and introduction for students and potential faculty advisors. This is going to be a brief breakdown that will involve what was discussed to the IB juniors just last week, and to provide an opportunity for faculty advisors that are being propositioned by those students to gain a better understanding of what the EE is, or how to find out what it is, how it's assessed, what the process is, that type of stuff. So this is just, again, a basic overview of the extended essay, but it's best that you discover what it is yourself by going to the appropriate sources, which I have provided all stakeholders with. So first thing you need to do if you want to find out something about the extended essay is go to the SeminoleCinema.weebly.com website. You will see that up here in the browser area. When you go to SeminoleCinema, you'll enter the space for the home page, but then if you just scroll over to more and click the extended essay page, you'll see that this page comes up. And what I've provided right at the very top is some IB website links. You get the digital version of the guide here in the PDF if you would like your own personal copy of it. It's advised that anyone doing the extended essay to have a copy of that. The extended essay was revised for the May 2018 cohort. So from 2018 onward, the extended essay is new. So if you've done an extended essay in the past, or advised an extended essay in the past prior to 2018, you need to access the new guide because it's approached in a different way and it's assessed differently. Some basic overview links I've provided here in these gray buttons here. So if you click on the first link, that's going to take you straight to the IBO, and it's kind of like an overview page where you can then navigate to various places. Teachers definitely want to look at the teacher support material. You click on there and you're going to have all sorts of information that you can look at and navigate. You'll also be able to see, for all stakeholders, the student assessed work, which are exemplars, and these exemplars are subject specific, and not just the exemplars provided, but the marking of the sample, so you can see approximately what the score is for those samples. This second button is just a brief overview of what the extended essay is. I'm not going to go through all of that to keep this screencast a little bit more brief, but you definitely want to look over this. The juniors have already gone through this material, but it's going to give you just a really basic overview and probably answer some questions. This third link here again gives you a good overview, but it also starts breaking down what the EE is and what the aims of the extended essay is all about. And one thing I've pointed out to the students is that if you can understand the purpose of the extended essay and what the IB aims to do with the extended essay, that is then going to guide you, meaning the students, towards creating an appropriate and acceptable extended essay. So knowing that there's going to be independent research with initiative, employing the IB learner profile, and rigor, going into depth and detail as opposed to approaching things on a broad brushstroke. That's something that they are definitely going to need to do, and they're going to start doing it right now because they're going to be working on not just choosing their subject area and a topic, but really getting a refined research question. Research, thinking, self-management, and communication skills will all be developed and employed. Again, the IB learner profile is something that they all should know backwards and forwards and employ. And then, of course, there's a reflection of what they've learned during the process, and that is a new approach for the IB, because there is a specific form that the students and the supervisors, the faculty supervisors, will have to write and complete and submit to the IB, and that is definitely scored. If you don't know what an EE is, it's actually a 4,000-word essay where students are having to take a topic from a DP subject and research it and answer a specific question, a research question, right? So it's something that is pretty scholarly, and it really is supposed to be kind of a gateway project from a high school student work to a collegiate student writing essay. The essay process is broken down here. Students are working on trying to select a subject, selecting a topic, and then after they get hooked up with a faculty supervisor, then they'll start working on finalizing those things, doing some preparatory reading and exploring, and then finally formulating a research question. By the time they get to formulating that research question and begin compiling sources that are specific to their research that will address the research question, they will be leaving us for the summer, where they will do most of their extended essay written work. You'll see that at a glance, these are the assessment items. These are essentially the mark bands that will be assessed. So the students' focus and methodology, their knowledge and understanding of not just the subject, but how to, get a good research question and address it and explore it, are things that they'll be assessed on. Critical thinking, where it's not just involving the acquisition of data, but also questioning the data, synthesizing it, and then articulating it in a specific way so that it does address the research question. How it's presented, dealing with format, following the specific format that IB expects, having those required elements of the essay and the essay components placed in there, citing things correctly, whether they're in text citations or footnotes, the bibliography, those types of things are all going to be graded. That's really probably the easiest of the items that will be graded. And then engagement. If you haven't done the extended essay before, oftentimes students look at the extended essay as an afterthought, and they really can't do that. Lots of students have learned from their predecessors that, I can put this off all summer and then try to create something meaningful at the last minute, or submit a rough draft, and then that buys me enough time to redo my entire essay so that I have a good solid essay by the time the EE is finally due to for submission. That approach is not a wise one, and the IB has recognized that students have done that in the past. Therefore, they have created a new way of approaching engagement by mandating a reflection form. You can look through that material to gain a better understanding of what the EE really is and the important items there. Now going on to the Southeast stuff. There's an extended essay timeline and research template. So I want to show you what those two things are. The timeline here, the students have already had their class. They've already started figuring out what the EE is, and they've already started Unit 1 as far as like a series of lessons. There's 7 lessons that they have to complete by April 23rd. I'm doing the screencast now for all stakeholders, students and advisors. By April 23rd, students should have an extended essay advisor. They should have finished all of Unit 1 lessons. That means all 7. And they should be starting Unit 2, which is beginning the process that involves them choosing the topic, refining a research question, and that type of stuff. The 5 sources will be due by the end of April. We'll facilitate an in-service for faculty dealing with questions or comments or how to proceed from here on out. Students will have 10 scholarly sources by the 7th, and by the 14th they'll have 15. This is also when they'll send their Google Doc links to the advisor where they'll have these items within it. You'll know more about that as we continue to talk, but just to let you know, they're going through this series of lessons right now, the introductory lessons. Once they reach the 23rd, they'll be dealing with these 3 lessons. Everything's broken down right there on the website. The research template, which is something that they will have to put together by the time they hook up with their faculty advisor. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They can just use this template. This template is an exemplar where they choose the IB subject area and its film. They can choose any IB subject area. It doesn't have to be just subjects that are taught here at Southeast. They can be any IB subject area. Obviously, there's going to be an issue if a student chooses a subject area where the advisor or where a class is not being taught. But one of the strongest essays I dealt with this last year was a student that chose a subject area that is not taught at Southeast, but he did a great job getting an IB textbook for that specific subject area and learning lots about that particular subject, using the terminology and mastering the terminology and many tools and approaches to that, and injecting it into the extended essay. The statement of purpose is something that provides pretty much what the topic is going to be that is relative to the subject area. And then, of course, that involves this formula. It has a specific aspect of topic. 2 points of view is required in terms of measurement. So, again, they're going to go through that process after the 23rd. But just so you know, we have a sample topic, which is comparing technology's influence of film language and how it affects audience experience. All right. Well, the topic is going to be technology's influence of film. The terms of measurement is how it affects audience experience. The 2 points of view are King Kong 1933 and King Kong in 2005. So then that gets refined into a research question. How does technology affect film language and people's response to the 1933 and 2005 productions of King Kong? That's a pretty good research question. I know specifically what the 2 points of view is. I know what I have to research as far as audience and critical response to both of those films, and I'm also looking at film or cinema technology elements that are specific to the affecting or the creation of film language. There's no more abstract if you're an previous EE advisor. Down here, there's those requirements here. They all have this this information. All the students have this information. Okay, so my time's about up, so I'm going to end it here. If you have questions, email me through Office, and also you can pose those questions at the upcoming